Hey everybody, it's Kathy with Kathy on the Nines. So, what have we been up to this week? Well, this week we have been in the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area of Tennessee, and we are staying at the Greenbrier Campground. So let's check this campground out. As you enter across the bridge into the main part of the campground, straight ahead is your camp registration and camp store. You stop there when you come in. Basically, it's a one-way around the campsite. This is site number 2. Nice site along the river. All these sites in here are full hookup services. There's a site for a pretty large rig. That is site number 5. Over here we have more campground area for the kids. They've got another big blow up thing for the kids to play on. There's a set of swing sets. Looks like you could be either play badminton or volleyball. There are some basketball courts. There is the camp house showers. You've got 2 on the end down there, and then if you walk in that door down here on this end, there's about 8 more. And they are basically your restroom facilities and showers all in one. There is a pavilion there that looks like they hold church on Sunday mornings, if you're interested in that. Over here we've got site number 12. It's a really nice site. A lot of these sites over here are all along the one side of the creek. We're here in September, and that side of the creek where you've got sites 1 through 28, there is not a lot of water flowing on this particular time of the year. Over here we have some tent sites. So we are in site number 25, and site number 25 is fitted for a 45-foot camper. Ours is 44. So we basically, we used up all of our space, but it's actually a very good site. Let's take a look back here. You got a nice picnic table here, fire pit. There's a grill if you need one, and you're basically backed right up to the water. Like I said, we're here the week of September 22nd, 2022, and there is not much river water flowing through the Little Pigeon River on this side at this time. There are some cabins back in there. You must, before you enter across the bridge, you must have to go down the road a little bit, and I'm assuming that's how you get to these cabins. I'm sure there's information about them on the website. I really don't know that much about them, but I think they are part of the campsite, but I can't be for sure on that. I do know they advertise cabins, so you'd have to check with the campgrounds to find out. This right here is site number 27, and it was basically for a smaller camper. You're not going to get a large camper. Site 28 is the camping cabin. Site number 29 is a RV rental that you can do. And it's a pretty nice site. There's some sites here, 30 and 31 back in there. Probably more suitable for smaller campers. And there you have a tent site. Site number 32 is definitely a good site for a large camper. And then those are the campsites down on the other side. Probably won't walk all the way down there because I know, like I said, mainly just check out the area where you're going to be staying to make sure that your camper fits in the site that you're wanting. So down here, they have what they call their guest river access. And you can walk down this area. And there's actually where the water accumulates from both sides around the campground and kind of forms a little swimming hole down here, which is really cool. Place to come down. We didn't actually get in the water, just mainly because by the time we got back in the evenings, it was pretty cool, and so didn't really feel like getting in the water. Looks like there's a couple getting in the water right there. Site back over here. Water's flowing pretty good. I think you could probably, they sell tubes that you can actually tube down the river or down the side over there. I think when the water's high enough, I don't know if right now, I mean, this one area down here, it's definitely probably high enough that you could tube down in to this area. But when you get further up in the campground, the water's not flowing that great. And to me, it would be really hard to tube right now. So on the other side of the campsite, basically, like I said, 32 is designed for a pretty decent sized camper. You've got some extra parking along this side. You can't camp in that area right there because it's considered a runoff. Here we've got sites 35 and 36. Actually 34, 35, and 36. And here's the water access back up in here. That flows down to the little pond area where everyone is swimming. Here you've got sites number 44. And site number 45. Looks like you could probably fit a pretty big size camper there, but again, it just depends on what they have listed on the site. That's allowed. Okay, so you can continue on up that way, or you can turn this way to head back up by the baths and shower, put you on the other side of the playground area. Trash cans are all up by the office, kind of a little bit up from the bath and showers. And then it takes you back out to the beginning where you entered by the office. So up here by the shelter area, they do have a trolley stop. One of the trolleys comes in, will pick you up at certain times. You'll have to check the campground people to see the times, but it'll pick you up right there by this little shelter and take you into, I know it takes you into downtown Gatlinburg. I'm not sure if it takes you all the way to Pigeon Forge or not, so you'll have to check with them on that. But it's definitely a nice service to have if you don't want to drive down into downtown Gatlinburg. Got a row area for campers all along here. And then, I don't know if you can see it back in there. There's a row of about places for 5 campers. Now, there were some, back there on the end, I think it was site 221, there was actually a pretty good sized camper in there. I would recommend watch the site requirements for the site that you're interested in, mainly because you want to make sure that your RV fits. Some of these are smaller campers and they fit in there really good. If you have a 40-foot plus camper, it may not fit in so well. Back here it looks like there is a couple RV spots. There's a yurt. There's also some cabin areas back here, and then you've got this huge bathhouse. Now I believe this bathhouse is mainly for people who are staying over on this side. You got some cabins here. It made me think that they don't have facilities inside, because I have seen people coming and going from the cabins to the restroom areas. So I'm honestly not sure if there are restroom facilities inside the cabins or if that's why these are so close. But a real nice bathhouse. I didn't actually get to see in any of them because they all have codes on top. On the doors, there's a lock with a code on the door, which I'm assuming they probably give you at check-in. So there's the yurt again. I think there is another one on the other side, but I haven't actually thought back a whole lot. It looks like, and again, this is all before you even enter the campground. This is on the outskirts of the campground. There is like I said, there's a couple RV spots. There's a play area for kids, and there's also a dog park back in there. Okay, so after seeing the campground, what do I think about Greenbrier Campground? Actually, I would definitely stay here again. Greenbrier Campground, in fact, if not all of the sites, have a lot of mature trees around it. It's a very shaded area. You do have water access if it's really hot. It's kind of on the outskirts of town, so you're not kind of whittled in with all of the heavy traffic areas and things like that. So honestly, I would definitely stay here again. Greenbrier Campground is, like I said, just about 5-6 minutes out from the main Greenbrier or the Gatlinburg Strip, and you're kind of secluded away from all that traffic area. You're kind of back here nestled in the woods. The Little Pigeon River runs around each side of the campground, so you can hear the water rustling through, which is a very nice sound, especially in the evenings when you're sitting out. Again, one of the things I would say is watch the size of the campsite that you're booking to make sure that your camper fits in the site that you're wanting. Other than that, yeah, definitely, we'll definitely be back. Anything I didn't like about this campsite? I really can't think of anything that I didn't like. You know, yeah, I mean, really, I mean, the bathrooms were clean. They're very updated. Definitely no problem using those. There's plenty of room for kids. The only thing I think that I would like to see is there's no dog park in the main section. If you want to go to the dog park, you have to go on the outer section that I viewed. There's a dog park out there kind of back on that, what they call the expanded section that is fairly, I don't know how new it is, but it's the newer section than what's in here in the campground. There's no dog park, so I will recommend Smoky Dog Lodge. We had a couple days where we took our dog to the Smoky Dog Lodge, where he could kind of like doggy daycare for $30 a day. And while we went and camped we went and hiked some of the trails because there's only 2 dog trails here in town or here in the area that dogs can actually be on. So yeah, he went and stayed there. He had a fun time. In fact, every day he came home, he was literally wiped out. So okay, so to wrap up, basically, if you are looking for a nice shaded campground that is close to town but actually not in town, Greenbrier Campground is definitely a good choice. So with that, until the next camping adventure, Kathy on the 9 News out.